Can I ask you, what is your dream job? We use colloquial English, and of course, social English is quite different from academic English. What are the key skills? And of course, there will be technical skills. Creative. Sociable. Positive.
Open-minded.
Yes.
Powerful character. Tolerant, of course, and self-confident.
Wow, well done. So if you're a good listener, you're a good communicator. That is very important. 90% of NCUK students progress to their first choice of university. How do you be a good leader? What is the quality of being a good leader? Your English level needs to be a minimum 5.5 overall, with no less than 5 in any one subject. Thank you.
Country.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The way of speaking is a little bit different. Sometimes we speak in a more idiomatic way. We use colloquial English. And of course, social English is quite different from academic English. And that is also different from business English. So what we're trying to do is to make sure that our students are able to socialise with British students with social English, but also they're able to write a very comprehensive academic piece of writing, so they need academic English. But if they're going into business, or if they're going to health, or they're going into law, they will also require a different type of English. So all of these different Englishes we will focus on, and you will improve during your course with us. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions now, just to understand a little bit about you. So if you don't mind, can I ask you, what is your dream job? What is your dream job? If you could have any job in the world, what would it be? Yes.
My dream job is to be a translator.
Great, great.
So I'm nowadays learning a lot of language.
Brilliant. And so this young lady would like to be a translator. And would you like to translate in Uzbekistan, or would you like to translate in a different country? Anywhere in the world. Any choice? Any particular choice?
I don't know, maybe in Uzbekistan, maybe abroad.
Okay, so you might do both, abroad and Uzbekistan. Gentleman over here.
I want to be
a programmer. Okay, okay. And again, do you want to work in Uzbekistan, or do you want to work in a foreign? You don't mind. Okay. Any others for successful international professionals? What are the key skills? And of course, there will be technical skills. You need, for example, if you're going to be a programmer, you need agile programming, or you need machine learning, something like that, AI. And if you want to be a fashion designer, you need the technical skills to be a designer. But there are other skills that you need in order to be a successful international professional or business person. So I'd like you to discuss in small groups, very quickly, 2 minutes, what are the key skills for an international, successful international business person. Can you discuss together? Discuss together. Discuss it. Okay? Yeah?
Guys, ready? Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's choose somebody. Yes. Yes.
Okay. International professionals should be creative.
Creative.
Sociable.
Positive.
Open-minded.
Yes.
Powerful character. And tolerant, of course, and self-confident.
Wow, well done. Really good. Some very, very good. some really very, very good idea. Group effort there. So there's some really good personality skills that you have there. Anything else? What about English? Is that an important skill?
They should improve their soft skills.
Okay, so the young lady here said, I said English, and she said soft skills, and that's a really interesting idea. Can you talk a little bit about soft skills?
You need to speak very clear in English, and to learn the pronunciations, like how to pronounce it, how to understand their things, or explain what you want to say in your mind,
Yeah.
You need to explain clearly and confident.
Brilliant. Well done. Yeah. Very good. So good. So good. Because, when we measure English and English language, we talk about how good is your grammar, we talk about how good is your pronunciation, whether you're formal or informal, your register, we say. But there's another thing as well that I think that we need to be aware of. And this is not so much about English language, this is about communication. What is a good communicator? A good communicator. Okay, so English language, being clear, being self-confident, all of these things are very important. But we also talk about communication skills. And communication skills are the ability to make people listen to you, which I'm half succeeding in at the moment. Half of you are listening and half of you aren't, but that's okay. That's okay, no problem, no problem. So communication skills we talk about. And communication skills are not just about talking, they're also about listening. So if you're a good listener, you're a good communicator, yeah? So communication, English, clear English, but communication skills. There's a young man at the back there, I think you wanted to say something, yeah?
Well, talking about socializing, right?
Socializing, yeah.
If you can socialize really well with other people, in business also you can be very successful.
Yes. That is so true. To be a good business person, you need to be able to connect with people. Leadership skills.
Working hard, like hard working skills.
Yeah, brilliant. Very good. So let's develop that point. What is it that makes a good leader? How do you be a good leader? What is the quality of being a good leader? Yes.
I think it's you should listen your employees and you should be on the one wave with them. If your employees will be happy at you, and your work will be continue, then it will be more than good, more better than it can be.
Okay. So, yeah, and there's something there about the belief that your employees have in you. Yeah.
I think a successful leader should be, of course, a good listener. In order to be a leader, we should listen our partner clearly. And we also should be so smart that we should prove our ideas. And we, of course, should be reliable. Because I think the reliable person is the first quality of the leader.
Great, very good. Because if you're reliable, people will believe in you, yeah? And in order to be a good leader, people need to follow you, believe in you, and find you trustworthy and reliable. So all of these skills, leadership skills, communication skills, language skills. There's another thing, though, that we haven't talked about. When I arrived here, I was very apologetic because I was late. And I also made a mistake because I went to shake your hand, and I realized that in this culture, it's not acceptable for a man. So I apologise for that. But it's a very important lesson for me, because I believe that in order to be a successful international business person or professional, you need to have intercultural skills. You need to understand the culture that you are communicating with. And I spent a lot of time in Japan, where there are very, very strong, fixed cultural habits. And if you break those habits, then you risk losing the business. So it's really important, and I learned a lesson today as well, so thank you. So intercultural skills are also very important. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last question. What is culture? What is culture? Okay? How do you define your culture? Okay, so I want you to discuss that together. How do you define your culture? What is culture? 2 minutes.
Majority of our students are good at English.
Yeah.
They don't understand English, but they're a bit shy.
Of course, no problem. They're doing.
Sorry, can you call the question?
Yeah. So my question is this: what is culture?
In my opinion, culture is happy, which is important to walk. Maybe Uzbekistan, our culture is speak with a bit our friendly culture.
Yeah. Okay. So friendly culture. But what are the things that create your culture? I think one thing is religion. Religion is important in culture. It helps to inform our beliefs, our value systems. What other things influence our culture? What do you think?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I'm thinking about, so if culture are your values, your beliefs, the way that you behave, there are certain influences that create that culture. And one thing I believe is religion. So whether it's Christian or whether it's Islam, that has a strong influence on culture. We need to be aware of that. But there are other things, yes. Traditions. Okay, so your history. Okay, that's very good. Other things?
Yeah, I want to say the same, that culture is...
I wanted to say the same thing, that culture is also created by history of the country, and maybe the location of the country.
Location.
And the climate is also depends.
Yeah. Okay, so on Friday I'm travelling to Kazakhstan. So can you tell me what's the difference in culture between Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan?
I don't know a lot about Kazakhstan culture. I would say that Kazakhstan is a lot bigger than Uzbekistan, so it has more different climates. So also the languages are different. And,
Yeah.
But the one thing is that their location is really close.
Mm.
So the culture is also like kind of similar.
Okay. It's interesting. Okay, because I live very close actually to France. The sea divides where I live from France, but our culture is really quite different. So sometimes the location really doesn't really matter, and sometimes it makes a big difference. Are you from Tashkent?
No, actually I'm from Tashkent.
Okay. Is there a difference between where you originally came from and Tashkent?
There is a little bit different people, their attitude, and they also have some kind of accent.
Okay. So maybe location is something that we should consider. History, tradition, yes. Anything else that creates our culture? Yes.
I also think it depends on our businesses, because from ancient times we have special events for every season, special dishes, and also dress for every season. And our businesses define our culture.
Okay, so your ancestors, your history. What about your festivals? Do you have festivals here?
Yeah. For example, from ancient times we celebrate Nauruz in 21st of March.
Right. Okay, interesting. And is that a community festival?
I think yes, because a lot of missionaries celebrate this type of holiday.
Okay, great. I think the answer is that there are so many things that create your culture. It could be, well done. Your traditions, your history, your religion, your region, where you come from, your festivals, also your family, I think, influence you. Your media influence you. And going back to work, the type of workplace that you work in, if you are working in an IT environment, the culture of IT is very different from banking. And the culture of banking is very different from design. Creativity versus maybe pragmatism and practicality. Anyway, all of these things I want you to think about, because if you come to London, if you come and work and study in the UK, it's really important to think about who you are, what your culture is, but also the people that you are interacting with. Okay, so those are the things some of the things we were talking about: critical skills, leadership skills, communication skills, and intercultural awareness. Okay, so let's move on to our International Foundation Year programme. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier. The name of the programme, the Foundation Year, is the NCUK programme. It is a programme which has been created by some of the top universities in the UK, and we are one of the centres in London that deliver this programme. I'd just like to show you one statistic that is very important. 90% of NCUK students progress to their first choice of university. So when you do an International Foundation Year, you have a choice of 5 different universities to go to. And usually your number one is the one that you really want to go to. 90% of our students progress to their number one university. So that's a really very important thing. The International Foundation programme is a bridging year. So I think most of you will study 11 years of education, is that correct? So the Foundation Year is that extra year which allows you to apply to the bachelor's programmes at university. We teach in small classes. I strongly believe from my academic background that smaller classes are better for learning, for interactivity and for progress. And at the end of the programme, as I say, you will have a guaranteed progression to 50 different universities. Just an overview of the programme. We are in central London, near to Regent's Park, so it's a very conducive, very nice atmosphere and area. There are two options in terms of what you study. One is called a business management stream, and the other is a humanities stream. But if you want to study computer science, then you can still study on the business programme. It's only a foundation. The main part of the foundation is English for academic purposes, but also subject-specific skills. We have a programme that starts in January. It's a 7-month intensive programme, and at the end of that programme you will be able to apply to university in September of 24. Your English level needs to be a minimum 5.5 overall, with no less than 5 in any one subject. Those are the universities that you can potentially progress to, and as I said, some of them are top universities in the UK. You may or may not recognise, but the Russell Group universities are Queen Mary, Exeter, Birmingham, Manchester, Durham University, and Sheffield is also there. But in addition to that, there are lots of other options as well. So a lot of options. We also have universities in New Zealand, the US, Canada, and Australia, if students want to progress to those countries. But I usually speak about the UK. So if you are interested in programming, computer science, those are the universities that you can progress to, okay? If you are studying business, then there is more range of universities, but if you want computer science, then that will be that option. If you wanted something which is more medical, psychology, or if you wanted to go into business psychology, something like that, then those are the universities, and Durham University is Russell Group University. And if anybody is interested in nursing or healthcare, medicine, then there are a small number of universities that you can progress to. So although the name of the foundation is Business Management Humanities, there are lots of different other options that you can progress to. There is a website that you can go to and you can look up, you can find the perfect course for you that you're interested in. So if you're interested in design, for example, you can go to the website, type in design, and you will see which universities offer your course. So you can find that at the website. And just to finish, the benefits of studying International Foundation Year are you get a progression that is guaranteed to a top university. There are thousands of different courses to apply for, so there is lots and lots of choice. Top universities, including the Russell Group, and you can improve all of the things that we talked about, your language skills, your intercultural skills, and your communication skills. Thank you for listening. Okay, and we'll finish there. If you have questions, please do ask.
Guys, if you have questions related to your study, guys, it's a good opportunity to now to know better about university and college.
Yes.
So let's start.
Okay, so question here.
What are the requirements to study abroad besides English?
Okay, so what are the requirements to study abroad apart from English? So just to reiterate, for English, you must have a 5.5 level IELTS, no less than 5. In terms of academic, you would need 60% grade, okay? And we will give scholarships to students that have 75% or more. Okay, so we already give an automatic discount for Uzbek students, but we will also give an academic scholarship.
Sorry, how many discounts? Do we have discounts?
Yes. So for all Uzbek students, we give a discount of £2,500.
Wow. Yeah, you
Okay.
have discounts, guys. It's
Automatic.
per year, yeah?
It's a one-year program. So for the year they will have that, and then on top of that there will be academic scholarship for 75% academic level. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yes. Yes.
Here's my question. If you know more than 2 languages except English and my native language, will they be beneficial for me in order to enter this university?
That's a very good question. We will always look at the individual. We don't just look at what is on paper. We interview you, and if we are impressed with the fact that you have 2 languages, it wouldn't be my decision, but the academic head would interview you, talk to you about why you have another language. Maybe you want to go to Italy to study design because you have Italian. So that could be a reason to give you an extra scholarship. So we look at everybody as an individual. We do have fixed requirements, but we can also make offers depending on if you have extra abilities. So, yeah, there's a possibility, yeah. Yes.
Do all universities require math skills?
Maths?
Yes.
That is a very good question. If you are looking to go and study medicine, so for example you want to go in and become a doctor, then you must have good maths and good sciences, okay? There are certain universities in the Russell Group that must have very high level of maths. And it doesn't matter what you're studying, whether you're studying business or English literature, they will still sometimes require a high level of maths. Our foundation year, it has maths integrated into the programme, but it doesn't have a separate module of maths, okay? So the maths is integrated. But if you want to go to Oxford, Cambridge, the top universities, you must have a high level of maths. Yeah, yeah. Good question. Yes.
Here's my question. How can a person get prepared for studying abroad?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously you've got to work on your English and open your mind again to the British culture that you're going to be living in. So watching TV is one way, programmes, reading books to improve your vocabulary, watching the news to understand what is going on so that when you arrive, you don't suffer from a culture shock. If you have British friends or if you have friends that are British living in the country, talk to them, try and find out what the culture is like. But you only really understand when you arrive. But because you're open your mind, reading, writing, speaking if you can to English people to get as much practice before you arrive, okay? Find out about the food as well, okay. Good. Yes?
Well, we're talking about foundation courses.
Yeah.
Well, can we skip the foundation year? If no, can we do that online?
So there are certain companies that offer online foundation. It is a possibility. We don't offer that. I mean, one thing I would say is the strong reason to do an international foundation is that first year in the UK gets you prepared for the culture, the way of living, so that when you go to university for 3 years, it's not a sudden shock. The main reason that students drop out of university is because they find the culture very different from their own culture. So my personal opinion is to always live in the country for a year, to understand the culture, to understand the weather, the food, the people, everything, before you then commit to 3 years at university. It's a long time, you see. If you're online, you don't really know until you arrive for your 3-year degree what life is going to be like. Yeah?
Do you offer scholarship for the foundation?
Yes, we do. So for all students in this room, we will offer a bursary of £2,500, okay? And then on top of that, if the student is academically strong, we will give an additional scholarship. But you would need 75% in your high school graduation scores, and you will be required to take an interview, which I can help you with actually to prepare for that interview. But the academic dean will be looking for your knowledge, your expectations, what you enjoyed when you studied at school, and to find out how good your English is, which is so important. Okay, but I can hear your English is very good. Yeah, just 1 minute. Yes. Yes. Hi there.
My question is it really possible to study overseas, mainly in London? If students have more than 7 at score, if yes, do we need additional requires or it's just?
So your question is, can you study in the UK if you have an IELTS 7 or more? Yeah, absolutely. Do you need more than that? Yes, you need to prove your academic ability. So we need to see that your maths, maybe your chosen subjects of history or geography or whatever you're studying are of a good level of 75% for scholarship, but minimum level 60%. Is that okay? So it's academic, but it's also English. Those are the two things that we look at. Okay? Okay. Yes, one.
What should we do if we want to study with grant in American university, etc. of skills? Like which course should we take from IELTS?
So I can only speak for British universities. I mean, our foundation does allow students to go to America. So if you came via our route, you would still need 5.5, no less than 5 in any one component. But the American system, direct entry, is very different from the British system. So I'm not an expert on on the US. Yeah. A question, yes. Hi.
I want to ask, do you have any PhD courses?
Any? BT. What is BAT? No, we don't. So we go up to postgraduate degree. Yeah, we have masters. Are you a potential master's student? Okay. So can I just quickly show the lady? So this is the University of Bolton programs that we offer. The masters are MBA, Masters of International Management, the Masters of Software Engineering, the Masters of Health, Social Care and Wellbeing, and then we offer an LLM, a Masters of Law, which is International Business Law. Okay? Those are 1-year courses. The fees are $13,350, but we will give you an automatic discount of $1,000 and the possibility of an academic scholarship on top of that. What are you interested in? Okay, are you interested in any particular subject or? Teaching, okay, so that would be PhD maybe or yeah, okay, doctorate.
This case, we have questions.
If we did bachelor's degree in another country, except UK,
yeah.
Can we continue to study master's degree in the UK?
Absolutely, yeah. We take lots of students from Uzbekistan who have studied their bachelor's in Uzbekistan, but then want to do their 1-year master's in the UK.
Do we need foundation in that way?
No, because you will already have done your bachelor's. If you've done your level, what we call level 4 to 6, which is your bachelor's, then you are eligible to take the master's 1 year, level 7. Okay? You don't need the foundation. Well, thank you. That was interesting. Okay. Thank you for your ears.
so engaging. I really
Oh, well, they're very, very good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. And maybe see you in London. Thank you. Okay.
And about the question, for example, we have the students who really want to enter yet. In this case, can you give, we may ask them, yes, who wants really, and it's really possible, yeah?
Yeah.
What should they do, what should they enhance, yeah, the knowledge and others in order to enter, maybe not in this year, in summer maybe, they can, or in January even, yeah?
Yeah. So how can you enhance your skills? I think from what I've witnessed today, the level of English is very good. I mean, I've been to lots of this type of event, and I have to say the communication, the confidence is so high. So I think already the students are very, very good. But the same as the lady asked earlier, I think it's great if you can expose yourself to as much British culture as you can in order to be ready when you arrive. What we don't want is unhappy students. When you apply, our partner is UCAN, and UCAN can arrange the...
Our partner,
Yeah.
the university will help us here
Yeah.
with the maybe have the processes, I mean, in order to enter.
Exactly. So UCAN will ask you for your academic transcripts, your academic certificates, proof of your level of English. You will submit that to UCAN, and then UCAN will submit to me. But if you want to say any, do you want to say no? Okay. So we work together to ensure that all of the documentation is submitted.
Guys, I told my word if you don't understand. Now in Uzbek, will the information...
Kimda qanaqa savollar bo'lsa, albatta list bor. Shu sinflari telefonlarni qilsangiz, qoldirsangiz biz O'zbekistonda boramiz.
Qanday bo'lmasa topshirish kerak, nimalar qilish kerak, bolalar haqiqatan ham qiziqqan bolalar uchun bu shaxsda mana familiya, ismlarni, telefon nomerlarini qoldirasizlar, sizlarga hamma informatsiyalar ishni saytlarga yetkazib beradi. Yoki bo'lmasa Telegram.
Okay. Okay. Thank you again for having me, and thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your coming.
Okay. Okay.
She just asked her the director. Probably they can make some kind of pictures.
Pictures, yes, of course. Shall I leave my bag here?
Yes,
yeah.
surely. Here. Here.
Oh, interesting.
It was there, then PDP.
Yeah, well, there were more people, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what they're expecting.
Memorable gift from our school, from our country. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can I...
Anytime when you are in Uzbekistan, welcome to our
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That's beautiful. So where is this a traditional?
It is in Samarkand, I suppose.
Samarkand.
Samarkand. It's one of the historical places.
Yeah, I must visit. I want to visit Samarkand. I've only come to Tashkent so far, but next time maybe I can bring my family.
Yeah.
Okay, for holiday. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you.